Embarrassing.
Only a man would say
That's
that.
right. All right, well, thank you all so much for being here today. It's just under 6 months from the November election, and we are here to review Ohio's readiness for November and make some suggestions to the Secretary of State that will truly make it easier to vote in Ohio, despite the many voter suppression bills that have recently passed the legislature. The Secretary of State is fond of saying that it is easy to vote in Ohio, but on his watch, voter turnout has gone down and provisional voting has gone up. Rejected ballots remain at an unacceptably high level, with 47,510 whole ballots thrown out in 2012. An unknown number of additional votes were not counted because of unfair and unequal directives from the Secretary about how to read ballots. On his watch, the only real improvement, counting right church, wrong pew ballots, came in spite of his strong opposition to it in a court battle that he lost. When we get to talking about the new voting restrictions, we often hear from the other side, what's so bad about waiting in line? What's so bad about less early voting? What's so bad? They say people in other states don't have it as good. Well, let's take a refresher course in where Ohio fits in with other states. Ohio is number 1 in the country for purging voters. Ohio is number 3 in the country in casting provisional ballots. Ohio is number 4 in the country for how many provisional ballots we reject. We're 36th in the country in registering people at the BMV. We're actually even worse than that because states with election day registration don't need to rely so much on motor voter registration. Ohio doesn't count provisional ballots cast at the incorrect location. 26 states do. Again, we're actually even worse than that because states with election day registration have virtually no provisional ballots. Ohio has the harshest deadline allowed for voter registration, 30 days before the election. 40 states have a deadline much closer to the election. Ohio now has some of the harshest ballot rejection rules in the country. No other state that we have researched requires ballots to be thrown out for minor technical errors like a missing zip code. This is a long list of ways that Ohio lags behind other states. When you look at how bad we are at key parts of elections, it makes the rush and insistence to make us worse at early voting look even more absurd. It was the one thing that we did well. In addition to Ohio's existing failings, a number of new voter suppression bills that were rammed through by the GOP are taking effect. That means new directives and new forms will be coming, and significant voter outreach and education is needed on these changes. We think there are plenty of opportunities to make voting easier in Ohio. To begin listing some of the ways that Ohio can truly make it easy to vote, here's Senator Nina Turner.